Duncan Gates. I'm Nathan Swanson. I'm Noah Jordan.
I'm Tamden Lotsang.
Youthful experimentation has been a staple in the high school experience for a very long time. It is well known that high school students engage in some drug use. The National Institute of Drug Abuse found that 72% of high school students drink at some time before they graduate, and between 9 and 10% are current illicit drug users. With percentages like these, our group decided to try and identify a correlation between GPA and drug use to determine just how much of an academic disadvantage drug users are, because they make up such a large portion of our high school population.
We collected data all together, walked around the entire school, classroom to classroom, and gave a survey that asked students to identify the drugs they have done in the last year and record their GPA and their grade level. This was convenient sampling because we only surveyed students at Grant, cluster sampling because of the nature of the classrooms, and we then later stratified the data. We collected data from 58 freshmen, 32 sophomores, 43 juniors, 34 seniors, and for a total of 166 for our end value.
Now that we have our raw data, we can begin to interpret it.
Now it's time for my favorite time.
Math time.
Sniper game. Hey, I like this little beat right here. Yeah, this is a nice little beat. I'm sipping on Bella. Hey, I'm finna paint a picture. Finna paint me a little picture. What is called? This the loop Bella too. This the white one. I like the white one. I'm sipping on Bella. My chick from Bella. My whip from Germany. I'm cooler than LL.
Since we had approximately even numbers of people from each class, we decided to run tests on the linear correlation of each class and the total of Grant's student body that we surveyed. When we ran a linear correlation test on the entire student body, we found that we had to fail or reject H0, which said that the GPA of high school students is not linearly correlated to drug or alcohol use. We used this survey and then recorded the results onto numerous sheets of paper using only the GPA and drug alcohol use data. Our H0 was that the GPA of high school students is not linearly correlated to drug or alcohol use, while our H alternative was that the GPA of high school students is linear correlated to drug and alcohol use.
After running our tests to look for correlation between drug use and GPA, we came up with our values that showed little to no correlation between drug use and GPA, making us believe that drugs do not affect our GPA in any way, shape, or form.
In essence, our research suggests that there is no correlation between drug use and GPA, negative or otherwise.
In our study, we took samples of freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and we recorded their GPAs and drug use. Both of these could be used in future studies. The average GPAs of freshmen and sophomores and everyone else in the class, as well as the average drug use, which we found to be overall 0.75 drugs were used.
Although our sampling techniques were near perfect, we had a few biases. For example, we only went to teachers that we knew to collect our data, which could have affected our data in the end. On top of that, some students at Grant can be a little dishonest, so that could have affected our data in the end very negatively. On top of that, we had many outliers with people that had done 6 to 8 drugs in a day, which would have affected our data as well. On top of that, some people left blank spaces on their reply sheets, which didn't help us in any way, shape, or form. On top of that, our sample sizes for every grade level were a little bit different, which could have affected our data negatively as well.
The results of our study contrasts that of ones conducted by professional researchers who found small yet statistically significant reductions in GPA if they consumed alcohol on a regular basis. Another recent survey found similar results for college students.